Okay, so today I have something really interesting that I'd like to introduce to you. Now, this is not something new, but it's old, but very useful. Okay, very, very useful. You're gonna thank God, you're gonna thank Microsoft, you're gonna thank Excel, you're gonna thank me for showing you this. Okay, so this is going to save your life from everything, okay, which is table. Today we're gonna be talking about table. So if you have seen or viewed some of the other exercises or tutorial that I've uploaded before, for me, I am a person who I love tables so much. Now, normal time when you look at this Excel right here, all this data are just plain raw data. And in fact, this is not even a table. This is called a range, okay? A range, which means that you're just placing a bunch of data into a location and they somehow just gather together and they took over part of the cells in a worksheet. We call them as a range, okay? So the range, which covers from A1 all the way to C23, that consists of this information about products and the brand name and the pricing. So to turn this thing into something more dynamic form, we have to convert it into a table. Now, converting it into a table does not mean that you're highlighting them and then just apply borders. No, that's not something that we're looking for. We're gonna convert them into a legitimate table. So a table, there's many ways of you doing it. You can either you gotta make sure that your cursor is placed in within of this range, Control T key, or go to the insert tab and click table, or you can go to the home tab and there's this format as table. Okay, so basically there's tons of ways of you creating table, whichever that it is, as long you get this create table and then click OK, that is the most appropriate way of creating table. And now your table needs a name. Okay, your table needs a name. So as every single time when we created a table, Excel would just automatically giving name like table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, many names. It's going to be very confusing because as we start using all this name in our formula, you're going to see equals to table 4, but you'll be thinking, what is table 4, right? So it'd be great if all of us, I mean, it's a habit, it's a good habit to keep out. Just name every single time when you created a table. Okay, anyways, how to name table, where to name table, what are the rules of creating table. So naming your table, you can't have spacing, you can't have symbols, you can't start it with numbers. I think that's pretty much. And you can't use a cell range as a name. So don't use any of the formula as a name. I think pretty much is that. Okay, so now to name the table, there's a couple of ways of you be able to change the name. First, you can either click inside of your table and you'll be able to see there's a design tab that shows in the ribbon. Click at the design and then you'll be able to see there's a table name right there. Okay, but for me, I usually like to take a look at the whole view of the table because I get curious sometimes how many tables that I've created so far, right? So if you, let's say, want to inspect how many tables that you have created earlier, did you name them? Have you forgotten to name them? Or did you, anything else, right? If let's say you just want to take a look at it, go to this formulas tab, formulas, and you'll be able to see there's a name manager. Once you click into it, they will be showing you how many tables that you have created so far. Have you named them before? So this is where I usually like to come and rename my table. So it says that your table there is covering the range from A2 to C23. So you'll be wondering, how come just now when I mentioned to you that the data is starting from A1, but when it is in a form of table, it's starting from A2 instead? That's because row number 1 has been treated as the header, as when we calculate, we do not need our row number 1. Hence, the table only covers or include the detail or the informations of the table. Okay, so we're going to be clicking at the table and click edit. and I will change the name of the table to product. So guys, do not use any name which is a what we call as a reserved name. Don't use name like A1, A2, A3, A4. It's not gonna work because we have cell ranges from A1, A2, A3, A4. So it'd be great if, let's say, you can use underscore and then continue with some other words like this, or if this is your product number 1, you can put underscore 01 in any ways. So pretty much this is how you can create your table name, okay? But I'm not gonna put the 01. I'll just leave it as just table and click OK. Right, click OK. So right now we have named the table called product, and let's see how do we use them. Okay, so let's say I want to find out the average price. Okay, this average price of okay, so just find out the average price of every product that I have right here. So as when I run my function average, most of the time when we come to this area, we just crazily highlighting, and a lot of people tend to like to highlight the whole column. This is the worst. Okay, this is the worst. Do not ever do that, because this, you're forcing Excel to process many more cells other than the table, and this eventually will slow down the whole processes of the Excel, and so that is a big no-no. So in order to average the price, first you must remember what was the table of the name. It's called product. Okay, so the moment that you type in the product, it will immediately highlight the whole table range. And remember, your table only covers from A2 onwards, because the first row is the header, and we never want to analyze your first row. All right, so it's just an indication of telling us what is first column, what is second column, what is third column. Anyways, back to here. But the moment that we wrote this product right here, it just select the whole table. But think properly. We're not going to analyze the category or product name. So the more that you want to deep dive into this price, you have to open up a square parentheses. I guess that's how it calls. Anyways, that's where you call up the elements in the table. So as when you open up this parentheses right here, it says you have a column called category, you have a column called brand names, you have a column called price. Of course, all mean the whole table inclusive of the header, and the data means that it's only from A2 onwards. The headers mean just the headers, and the total. Okay, so I'm gonna look for the price, and that's how it is. So which means that we say that please average the column of price from my product table. All right, so once you've done, just hit enter. That's how it is. Okay, so let's say I would like to find the highest price of all, so that we will be using the function called max. Max this product table and the price column. If you're curious how did I manage to just automatically complete the full name, this auto suggestion, I practically just use tab, so you just complete it for you. So once you hit enter, there goes, you get the highest price. So let's say we try one more, which is the lowest. Okay, lowest price of all, so equals to minimum. And the moment that I type product, and sometimes I'm just too lazy to complete the whole name, you know, typing it, because we may run into typo, so I'll just hit tab to let it complete for me. As when I go for the price, I'll just use tab as well. Okay, so right now close the parentheses and just hit enter. There we have our lowest price. Alright guys, I hope you had fun and learned something about this table. You just try, give it a try, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.